Hello and welcome to the Strawberry Western YouTube channel. Sorry if I sound a little crazy. I'm having allergies, you guys, so bear with me. Today's video is basically going to be our first official YouTube video, and I wanted to show you guys our spring activewear collection that will be launching very soon. But yes, I'm very excited, and I will also include a Q&A portion in this video because I know that you guys have lots of questions for us. Well, mainly for Kisa, not so much for me. But yeah, if you guys don't know, I'm the one who usually responds to DMs and comments. So yeah, I think I actually accidentally responded to some questions in the broadcast channel through my personal page, so sorry about that, you guys. It was me. But yes, enough rambling. Let me show you the pieces. Sorry, I'm like filming this at my desk, but here's everything that will be included in our spring collection. This is mainly an activewear collection. I know we get a lot of questions about swim, and I will address those, but basically spring will be an activewear collection, and there's actually going to be quite a few pieces in this collection compared to previous collections. I don't have all the details about the fall and winter collection yet, but I have noticed that the spring and summer collections have been bigger collections compared to like previous years. So I think that that's really cool, and one of these days we will have Kisa sit down and talk about like the process of designing and all that. But you know, she just had a baby, so we're gonna give her some time, you know. But yeah, I will talk about them, and yeah, this is gonna be a try on as well. So these are our scrunchies. Right now these are the sample versions, so they're a bit different. I don't have the final versions of them because they're being photographed right now, but this is basically like the design. It's not like a perfected version, like it's quite like rough, but you know, this is the gist. But they're super cute, they're very stretchy, and I really like these. Like, I'm so excited. I normally don't wear scrunchies, but I'm very excited to wear these. And we've never done a hair accessory before, so I think that this is super cool, and it's definitely going to work with all different hair types. And yeah, obviously I'm going to demonstrate it on my hair just so you guys know. I have very thick hair, so if it works for me, it'll definitely work for you. Okay, so if you've been following our brand for a while, I'm sure you saw this set from last spring. I loved last spring's collection, and so did a lot of you. So Kisa decided to relaunch this set, but also in another colorway, which is super exciting. So this is our Coco sports bra in the pink stripe with the Rika ruffle skirt. Super cute. I love this. And it has pockets, which is like amazing. I will say Kisa has an amazing eye for detail, and that's one of the things I love most about Strawberry Western. Very practical, but also very cute. And this is the Coco sports bra in the blue stripe. Super duper cute. Been loving this pastel blue lately. I've been loving pastels in general. But yeah, this is the Rika ruffle skirt in the blue stripe. Very cute. Also has pockets, and yeah, just obsessed. On top of that, she decided to also release a dress. We haven't released a dress in a really long time. I think our last dress was maybe 2 years ago, so I was super excited to see this. And this is the Coco exercise dress. I literally can't get over how cute it is. Like, I can't wait to be able to take these home for myself. What I also love about strawberry western pieces is how they're cute enough to wear as like clothes. Like I feel like I would wear this dress like as an actual outfit. But yeah, this also has a built-in unitard lining with pockets, and it has the grippy stuff on the inside of the leg so it doesn't like ride up. I don't know what that's called. But yeah, super duper cute. And it doesn't stop there, you guys. There are more pieces in this collection. There are 2 more bra designs as well as 2 capris and 2 shorts. You guys loved our shorts from last spring. Our Yuki Yoga short, which were they were very popular. We ended up selling out of them and then restocking them. I don't know if they're gonna be like a permanent item that we're always gonna keep in stock. Um, I guess I would have to ask Kisa that. But you guys know that if y'all go hard enough, I will advocate on your behalf for for restocks always. But yeah, so I was glad to see another short design come back as well as a capri because capris are so cute. I love capris. I think I like capris more than shorts, honestly. So these are also the Coco bra. Even though they're all different colorways, they all share the same name because they're basically the same style. So this is the Coco sports bra in the army green polka dot. Super duper cute. I love it so much. I really love this army green. I wear a lot of camo like in my everyday style, so I was very happy to see more green. I think the only like army green piece that we had was the Ichigo bag, and yeah, I'm just excited to see more of it. And with that is the Yuki yoga short, but in the army green polka dot. And this is like a new fabric that she tried out for these pieces. So, and I believe the difference was that the inside is all, it's not like white compared to our other pieces. It's like all one color. So the polka dots are like printed on this color instead of like printed over white fabric. I don't know if that makes sense. Kisa would definitely be better at describing that, but I really like it, and it's very soft and stretchy. And then these are the Yuki capri leggings in the army green. Very cute. And then of course, Coco sports bra in blue polka dot, Yuki yoga short in blue polka dot, and Yuki capri legging in blue polka dot. So yeah, those were all of the pieces. Now we're gonna move on to the Q&A portion of this video. I really hope you don't hear all of the background noise, and I also hope this microphone sounds decent because I'm only using it because the walls in this office are like kind of thin and I don't want the noises to be too distracting. So feel free to leave constructive criticism, feedback, any other questions, let me know. So I will answer the questions that I can, but obviously I can't answer questions about like design influences or like how the name, how the brand started. Like those are more so questions for Kisa. So I will answer the 2 questions that I think I am fit to answer. So this is a question I answer in comments, in DMs almost daily, and it is, will you restock the pink striped bikini bottom? Like I mentioned earlier, I did respond to this comment from my personal page by accident, so sorry if you're like confused, like who's this random person talking to me, but basically the pink striped bottoms will be restocked along with the new designs in June. Currently, that is the only style from the current swim styles that will be restocked. Yeah, it got to a point where we were getting so many questions in DMs. Um, I finally convinced Kisa to include it in the summer collection. So yeah, it will be back. But I will say the matching top to it is not planned to be restocked. So if you're interested in that, I would try to snag it now so it doesn't sell out in your size. And while we're on the topic of restocks, I do want to note that I understand that there can be a lot of frustration as to like why we don't keep things in stock all the time or why it takes us so long to restock things. But basically to answer that is we're really a small brand. Like I feel like we're a lot smaller than people think. And Kisa being the only designer for the brand, I mean, she's like the founder, CEO, and designer, so she already has a lot on her plate. So designing can be a bit of a process, and also putting things into production can take months. So when it comes to like collections, we can't just like bang them out back to back to back. Like it takes a long time, and there has to be revisions and samples and all that. So yeah, so it's a bit of a process. And also, if we resell out of something, there has to be like a high demand for it to for us to restock it, because when you're like manufacturing things, there's a thing called MOQ, which I think is minimum order quantity, and MOQs can start at 100, pieces. You can't just order like 20, like you have to like order a lot at once. So yeah, that's that. And I will include a video that Kisa recorded last year because I feel like she answers it a lot better than I do. So I will include that now.
So we get a lot of questions about restocks, why we're not restocking certain sizes, certain items, and I just thought I'd share some background info on how restocks actually work for a small brand like us. Basically, all manufacturers have something called an MOQ, which stands for minimum order quantity, and that's the smallest number of pieces you can order with them at one time. As an example, let's say our manufacturer's MOQ is 150 pieces, and let's say we sell out of size extra large and 2XL in our sweatpants. It's not as easy as just asking them to make 20 pieces of each size. We would basically have to order 150 pieces again. For a small brand, it's honestly quite risky for us to invest in another 150 pieces unless we're super positive that there's going to be a demand for 150 more of them versus, just a handful of people who are inquiring about it. All MOQs are different, so that's why some of the items are easier for us to restock. For example, the bottle, which we've restocked multiple times, and generally the clothing is more difficult for us to restock sizes of. Hopefully as we grow, we'll be able to restock things more easily. But for now, I just wanted to give you guys that info on why we're not restocking things. Let me know if you guys are interested in hearing more kind of background on how running a brand works.
Okay, and the other question that I felt like I could answer is, will there be future opportunities to work with you guys for modeling or PR? So I will give you my advice as the social media manager. I used to do the PR gifting, but right now Emily does that. She's not here. But I'll give you my advice for what we look for. When it comes to people that we work with, following doesn't always, like follower count doesn't necessarily matter. We look for, like the quality of content that you put out. Like we love people who are like actual like fans of the brand. That's like a plus. And yeah, obviously like if you're a private account, we can't really work with that. So I would recommend, if you are trying to get noticed by us or even any other brand and you don't want to post on your main account, maybe make a second account for like posting content and stuff like that. I definitely see the people who interact with us a lot, and sometimes if I see someone and I think they would be a good fit for our gifting, I will go ahead and add them to our PR list. So I feel like When it comes to PR, just put yourself out there, tag us in videos, stories so we can notice you. And yeah, because we're always looking for, influencers to give things to. And yeah, follower count doesn't really matter. It's mainly like quality of content. And yeah, also engagement is great. Like you can be a small content creator, but if you get good engagement, I feel like that's also a plus. And yeah, as far as modeling, we have done like open like casting calls in the past. But yeah, we would definitely try that again. And usually for models, um me, Kisa, or Emily, we would do like scouting on our own. So yeah, our models are kind of like we choose models at random based on who would fit the vibe of the shoot. But if you were to message us, and I would say to model with us, you would kind of have to be NYC based because we're NYC based brand and we do most of our shoots here. But or like close to NYC, like you can get here easily. I don't know if I'm answering this right, but yeah, if you live in NYC and you have like, like photos of yourself on your Instagram, like I don't want to say a portfolio, but like something we can like see, like photos we can clearly see you and all that stuff. And you message us asking to work with us, I can we have like a list where that we sometimes like add like talent to. So if I see your message, I would definitely just say thank you for reaching out. We'll add you to our talent list or something like that. So yeah, don't be afraid to reach out. I pretty much see majority of our DMs. So yeah, I don't know if this helps, but yeah, I guess my main point I'm trying to get at is don't be afraid to reach out to us and don't be afraid to interact with us. So, yes, for any of the other questions that were asked, I'm going to include either a text response or video response from Kisa, whichever one she can do right now, because, like I said, she just had a baby and I just want her to like take it easy. So, yeah, if she does send a text, I'll like do a voiceover for it or something like that to answer the question. But yeah.
Some brands I've always loved are Capital, Betsy Johnson, Vivienne Westwood, Betty's Blue, and Hysteric Glamour. Yes, we're planning to restock the pink colorway of the Sherpa jacket later this year. When I first got into fashion, I was obsessed with Marc Jacobs. It was really the coolest brand right when I was getting interested in fashion in like 2004. I had Marc Jacobs ads and editorials from Teen Vogue magazine all over my walls. I can maybe go into more detail later if people are interested, as it's kind of hard to condense into a short response. But my Japanese grandmother was a seamstress, and she taught me how to sew when I was 8. And when I went back to Japan this summer when I was 12, she taught me how to draft a pattern for a dress that I really wanted to make for myself. And after that, I just got really into making things for myself and my friends and family. And she always gave me vintage kimonos to use as fabric for my projects. I took a couple of Saturday classes during high school at FIT just to sharpen my skills, and eventually realized I needed to create a portfolio if I wanted to pursue fashion more seriously and apply to colleges. But eventually I went to university for apparel design. I started interning and ended up working for a bunch of different fashion brands, designing mostly menswear at first, and eventually kind of like unisex and also women's wear for about 10 years before starting Strawberry Western. The Strawberry Western summer collection is going to be lots more mixy-matchy kawaii bikinis. I'm half Japanese and half Irish, and the ethos behind the brand's aesthetic is kind of an interplay between Japanese and Western clothing and concepts. And to me, the strawberry is really an archetype of Japanese kawaii aesthetic, and Western is Western. So yeah, that's the origin story.
We're not sure when we're going to release the new Ichigo bag, possibly for fall, but definitely not sooner than that. We're not hiring artists at this time, but maybe later on down the line, depending on what we need for specific projects.
Thank you so much for tuning into our first YouTube video. Let me know if you like this format, or yeah, just give me pointers on if you think we should change anything. Sorry I'm doing this solo. Obviously Kisa's not in, so um very sorry that we couldn't have her in the video, and Emily is also not in today because she has allergies. Hers are a bit worse than mine, so yes, you won't only see my face. Sorry if you're tired of seeing my face. Yeah, we're gonna like mix in everybody. You're gonna meet the whole team at some point, so don't worry. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully we can have another video up soon. I will leave all the links to our socials down below just in case this is your first time discovering our brand. And what else? I'll also link our website. And if you're a broadcast member watching this, thank you so much. I love you. Thank you so much for leaving us these questions and supporting us, and enjoy your discount code. You guys are going to be the first ones to view this collection and this video. So, yeah, if you're seeing this after and you're not on our broadcast channel, join our broadcast channel because I'm pretty sure we'll be doing something like this again. So, yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye.